Hello, and welcome back. I have probably my favorite book today ready to talk about. And I know you shouldn't pick favorites in life, but I'm going to cheat and pick a favorite because today I want to tell you about Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. And I had the immense pleasure of meeting Miss Dolly Alderton when I was living in London for a few months. I went to a book event at a really, really cute local bookstore, and she was there signing books. And I got to speak to her. She hugged me, and then I went again and lined up to talk to her again. And since then, I actually got on her ARC list, which is Advanced Reader Copy. So for her books that she's been putting out since, I get to receive before they release. But I promise I was not paid or forced to talk about this book to you today. I just love it that much. And I'm so excited to share this book with the world and tell you why you should read it, why I read it, and why I completely loved it, and it remains one of my favorite books in the whole world. Now, if you noticed on the cover, she has so many other words written out here. So parties, dates, friends, jobs, life, and they're all scribbled out because at the end of the day, what it all encapsulates to is love. There's love in all of the things she's written out, and this memoir is all about finding love in your life. Now, Dolly, at the time of writing this, I believe was in her early 30s, but it covers really from finishing puberty in her late teens to reaching the age of 30, and all of the chapters kind of follow a different life stage and how it felt to fall in love and be in love in all those times. But not just romantically. It was how to fall in love with herself, how she fell in love with the friends around her, with her roommates, with food, with her job. Because love basically fuels us in everything we do and is all around us. We just hear the word love and usually assume partner or romantically, but it's actually in everything we do and is a part of how we feel about nearly everything. And this book was such a fresh reminder that there is so much more than having a boyfriend, in my case, or having any type of romantic partner. And for someone in their 20s, when on one hand, societal norms are telling you you should put yourself out there and go find that and maybe be on dating apps, etc., maybe you don't want that and you want to focus on yourself and just read all day or be focused on your career and your studies. There's so many other ways to fulfill yourself, and this book lightly touches on that while still being realistic that maybe sometimes I do want to go on a date and I can change my mind. And it was so perfectly written for the target audience of, I think, any women of any age, but men could definitely take a thing or two away from this book as well. And to add some more color before I keep explaining the book, because Dolly's writing is incredible. The author, by the way, has so many other works. She has an advice column that has completely taken over the world in the UK. She has a podcast and is just an immensely successful writer. So when she finally decided to write this book, it got turned into a TV show because of how well it did, and it sold millions and millions and millions of copies because it's just so relatable, funny, and moving. I could talk about her forever, but let's get into just some quotes that I would love for you to hear. It is no person's job to be the sole provider of your happiness. Sorry. I love that she added the sorry in there. I think Dolly does such a good job throughout the book, and that's just one quote where you're hearing these hard truths, and on a surface level, we all know, okay, it's not just one person's duty to make me happy, but sometimes we want to feel that way. We want to put all our eggs in one basket, and this is just a wake-up reminder that no, it's not one person's job, it's ourselves and the many, many people around us and friends we have to provide us with that warm, fuzzy, happy feeling. This quote has completely taken over the world and was everywhere on social media and really beautifully summarizes this book. And it is, nearly everything I know about love, I've learned in my long-term friendships with women. I adored reading that because it completely separated this idea that you need to be in relationships with men and that's the only way to learn about love and how to love yourself. It's actually in friendships. That is the most rewarding love I've ever felt in my life. My short life, I have so much left to live. But I can see that being the case for my entire future. And I just loved reading that. This whole book made it feel okay to make mistakes and to sometimes have, intentions or actions that aren't the best for you. But do them anyway, because nothing has to be that serious if you don't let it. Let things be a learning lesson, and read about the many funny situations Dolly has been in, and you'll feel a lot better about the things you do. Like, for example, one of the stories she tells, I think she had $100 or pounds because she's in London, and she hadn't been getting a paycheck and she wasn't doing very well. But she really wanted to see a boy, and she spent 90 pounds on a taxi to go to his house, and then had no money to get back home in the morning and had to hitchhike with someone, and he dumped her anyway. And it's hearing those funny but tragic stories that make you think, yeah, it's okay, I'm not doing that bad. Or maybe that happened to you, and there you go. It happens to everyone. This time in your life, your 20s, your 30s, and beyond, as you figure out who you are and who you love and what you love, it's all a learning curve. And if you want a little lightness and relatability and a great freaking book, read Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. But I'll leave you with that, and I really hope you enjoy.